O fate-saddled child, O anguished traveler, O thou who art seared with bitterness, O thou anguished traveler, O lodestar who wanders in solemn duty, O thou anguished traveler.
The Halligators.
My name is Iselin Pacelli Majal Hulkenberg.
Right, I'm going to increase my tolerance by speaking to...
Let's go.
This dude over here.
What to do?
Most people have been... doing something for their social stats. I'm going to talk to this pagan over here. We have...
However...
I will listen to him.
Hear it. Well then.
Our tribe is called the Mistari. Perhaps the most obvious part of our culture is that we wear masks, just like the one I have on right now. Next thing you'll notice, we all have 3 eyes. 3 eyes? And that goes for every Mistari? What's it like for you to see for you all? Our third eye cannot see things. We see the world almost exactly as you do. However, the Mistari faith is vastly different from that of other tribes. We have our own unique faith, different from the state religion, Sanctism. Is it restricted to the Mistari tribe? That's correct. Normally, we cannot reveal our teachings to other tribes. Sanctism is a belief open to all. Perhaps that is why at times politics gets involved and distorts its doctrine. For that reason, we refrain from revealing our faith to everyone. It's our only means of keeping our doctrine the way it should be. That doesn't sound like the best solution, but I'm guessing it's complicated. Some try to spread our teachings outside the island, but things quickly grow complex, and one must tread carefully. Other tribes have a tendency to jump to conclusions. That is why Sanctism has gathered many believers. And now we are scorned as the masked tribe. That is who we are, forever etched in our history. He taught me about the way of Mistari life. I feel learning more about their existence has improved my tolerance for other races. That barely moved, but
Hear it.
okay.
Time marches on, and the age
We have like one more day.
draws nearer.
The announcement is soon.
How long have I been going for now? 6.5. Okay. Be ending about half an hour or so. What's this proclamation of his going to be anyway? Wonder if he's going to thank us for what we did at the Grand Cathedral. I wouldn't hold your breath on that one. Ostensibly, the state army is getting all the credit for taking down that human after all. We shall know soon enough, so there's little point in contemplating it further. Until then, let us simply do what we can and wait for events to unfold. Okay, I'm happy with what I've been doing, so let's have us save the game. Nothing for me to do request-wise, right? Oh. Wait, I can do strolls right now? Wait, what have people been doing? Yeah, fuck it, I'll do strolls. Is that imagination over there? Yeah, it is. Okay. So I'm in a bit of a bind. This regards Lord Hydron, that landowner in Grand Trad my family's old caretaker mentioned the other day. Rumors say he's clever and not in the good way. I'm lost about how to approach him.
Thanks a
Fair enough. Thank you. Just having you by my side will be reassuring. He's a devout Santist, so we should look for him near the Grand Cathedral. I was told Lord Hydron comes here often. Right on cue. So that's a bird person, Anishkia. If I'm not mistaken, you're the young Lord Stroll, are you not? It's an honor to make your acquaintance, Lord Hydron, but how do you know me? Nary a soul in the kingdom hasn't heard at least rumors of Halia's tragedy. Perhaps you've come to reflect and pray? No, I came to see you, actually. I understand full well that this request may seem unreasonable, but...
Truth is,
I come to beg the use of some of the vacant domiciles in the capital. As you know, my countrymen who fled Halia reside here, sleeping on the streets. Without roofs over their heads, they barely scrape by. And so I implore you, please consider offering your support to these fine people.
no.
Are you implying I should do this as some manner of charity? Am I to be compensated in any way? Odd that you would petition me on their behalf to begin with. It's not as though they are still your responsibility. Besides, is poverty not an individual's onus to bear? They were attacked and forced to flee their homes. You will still hold them responsible for their lack of means.
Yes.
So fate was cruel to them and they could not rise above it. Should they not hold themselves to higher standards? I'm afraid I'm under no obligation here. Oh, was that... He looks like that one dude in the Senate. I was like, oh, what race is he? He had he was bald. But I'm noticing this guy has the same type of nose as him, so I guess that guy was also in Ishkia. Ishkia? I don't know how it's pronounced. Anyway, besides, what of your own circumstances? With your parents and land gone, you have little else to anchor you. Just consider restoring the glory of your house before you worry about the rabble. You're right about one thing. I was a fool to ask for your aid. But what about your people?
What? Obviously.
Don't worry, I won't abandon my people. Incidentally, don't I know your compatriot from somewhere? You needn't worry about him. Besides, I must apologize for taking up your precious time today. But before I go, I would have you know that those refugees are my people, and no matter your stance on it, I will do everything in my power to save them.
Worry not.
My good lad, I'm sure I must come across rather harshly, but it's not as though I have no sympathy for you. Abandoned by your parents, shunned by your relations, you were left at the harsh truths of the royal capital too young. It's a pity.
Hang on.
You should choose your words more carefully.
Stop.
Let's not let our tempers get the best of us. This isn't over yet. I'm sorry, Rangiv. I wasn't able to persuade Lord Hydron to offer assistance. It was always going to be a tall order, but he tossed it aside, calling it personal responsibility. And that I couldn't abide.
No.
Please don't apologize. That you went to such efforts is more than we could ask. Besides, you needn't worry about us, young master. Your focus should rest on rebuilding your great house.
Yes.
House Haliatus must rise again from the ruin that human wrought. Restore it to its former glory, or, I should hope, to greater heights still. I heard you've been living off the generosity of the noble families who respected your lord parents. To be brought so low can't have been easy for you. Your people only wish to see your house flourish again. With your inheritance, you should... Inheritance?
Wait.
Excuse my interruption, but did you just say inheritance? When the village was destroyed, I don't recall any mention of one. So you were unaware of it? I suspected as much, given our conversation the other day. Your father would have kept it separate from the estate. Of this I have no doubt, though I couldn't begin to say how or where.
Taking that into account.
Interesting. If there are any clues left, I'm sure they would point to Halia.
Well then.
Sounds like an investigation is in order. Perhaps, though I doubt anything survived the fire.
Hey, so?
Regardless, I'll make the journey back on my own. Is... alright, I'll not burden you with a wild goose chase. I said we are friends.
No.
but I sincerely doubt we'll find anything in the rubble.
Thank you.
But listen, thank you for today. I would have lost it if you hadn't been there to keep me calm. I've avoided this for too long. It's time to face the ruins of my home head on. Might I ask for your help yet again? I'm not sure I could take another step without you at my side. I can sense Stroll's deep-seated trust and burgeoning resolve.
He.
The proud noble Stroll, keeper and inheritor of the warrior's virtues. Through thy shared bond, a new heroic embodiment slumbering within thee has come to blossom.
New power.
Bear this new power, foster this connection, and by their strength fulfill thy destiny.
Of course I'd like you to come, but
The party can now study the Swordmaster. Evolution? Let's go! You can now study the Swordmaster in academia. I do hope you'll find the inheritance your parents left you. All they'd hoped for was that you would come into your own with a worthy house. They would be so proud of how wise beyond your years you've become, your father especially. You're just like him in that respect. I am not worthy to share mention of my father, but whatever the case, I intend to honor their wishes. Pray, await my return. Okay, so...
what is it?
yeah, let's head up. Oh, I can speak to Vegeta again. What time is it? Oh yeah, I can still go for another half. Well, I said half an hour a while ago, but still I can go for a little bit more. I can keep going. Right, I do want to head to... Wait, I don't need to speak to more. Oh wait, I don't need to speak to more at all.
Why now?
I can just do it.
That is...
Oh, Warrior still needs to reach rank 20. Interesting. Besides multi-target attacks, it also possesses skills to increase basic attack damage. To help rely less on MP. Oh, so Swordmaster is all about AoE physical damage. AoE slash attacks. And Warrior seems to be about cutting down foes with strong single target damage.
That is...
So this is at rank 14, so it's not too far away. Interesting. Okay. Sweet. Let's speak to Vegeta.
well...
This is so... By the way, this whole social link thing is so much more streamlined. And the other evolution is multi-hit single target, if I recall. Yeah. Have you come to work? Of course.
Now then.
Here's the leash. Today's job is to walk it. It's been itching to get out lately. Keeps making a fuss. Walk it around the capital so it quiets down and gets the energy out of its system. You can't be seen coming in and out of here if you've no questions to get to it. I took the dog out without anyone seeing and walked her around the capital. I did not expect Vegeta's fucking social link to be this. It seems to have taken a liking to you. I can hear it from downstairs. Don't get it too excited. This is on you too, dog. A simple walk shouldn't be enough for you to let your guard down. She's a smart girl. We trusted you unconditionally, sight unseen, and you think that makes it smart? Sure, whatever you say.
Hopeless.
I've never liked this thing, ever since the first time I laid eyes on it. Oh? It was on the side of the road, buried from the neck down, head bleeding too, probably hit by a rock at some point. It could have just given up and died, but it looked into my eyes and whimpered. I hated the sight of it. This poor little dog. You didn't feel drawn to it at all?
In those days.
I was once a stray myself. My earliest memory is of fighting a dog over a scrap of meat covered in dirt and getting bitten for my trouble. Wherever I went, I found only hunger and violence, so I robbed and stole anything and everything. I fought and I survived. By the way, I've got auto on, and it seems like it's following my reading pace really well. I can't imagine.
Really?
I never have guessed to see who you are now. What am I doing, talking to a child about this? It's really good, the timing. Just like that dog, I let my guard down like a fool. Never mind. Forget I said anything. Yes, ma'am.
Sure.
Yes.
Good. And while we're on the subject, a word of advice.
Listen.
This world is a bottomless hell, a bog of endless muck. And if you trust another person to keep you afloat in it, you'll feel the sludge close over your head soon enough.
Don't ever forget.
To survive, you need the strength to make... Okay, not quite so perfect. To survive, you need the strength to make your way through that muck. Nobody can do it for you, and indeed, nobody else should. You need your own strength. And I say that's well within your powers. So the timer is probably based on a microsecond or millisecond per letter. Or millisecond per character in each text box. I reckon that's how they've coded it. In addition, I'd like to provide one other reward. I'm sure you're aware there's a man in town tasked with exchanging mag obtained from hunting monsters and the like. I'll put in a word with them so they're more flexible with you, not just in here in Grand Trad, but across the kingdom. I can sense Vegeta's attempts at kindness and trust.
No pain can stop me now.
Improves the exchange rate at the mag exchange. That's crazy. More skills can be inherited with merchant, and the rate has been increased.
Even then.
I shouldn't be the only one talking. You owe me some secrets of yours after all that. Grius tried to kill Louise, right, did he not? Then I imagine you're aiming for the same thing. What are your true motives? What are you really aiming to do? To improve the country? Your true motives, I said. Though, well, I suppose it's not impossible you do really do mean that. I can't tell what you're thinking at all, but I'll expose your true nature eventually. That's all for today. Come by again when you can. I'm sure the dog will be delighted to see you.
It would seem the disaster was averted.
Ah. AKA, we reached the day. Well, yesterday was the day that we're meant to.
Right then. Today's
sort of defeat the big boss by.
What he's planning.
So that disaster was averted, but now this is the next deadline.
Some reaction to all that stuff the king said.
Whatever it is, Luis won't be able to just ignore it.
I wish I could play this literally all night,
Down in his
but I have to wake up in. It's 2:30 a.m. 2:30 in the morning. I have to wake up at 9 a.m. for work. I would easily play this all night if I could.
Lend me your ears. Sanctifex Forden has spoken. The giant face in the sky, the massive rocks appearing throughout the land, and the mysterious voice claiming to be the past king. The Sanctus Church has officially recognized these happenings as the will of His Royal Majesty.
So it really is His Majesty.
And so, as His Majesty has decreed, whoever has gained the greatest trust of the people by the day of decision shall be our new king. This is a historic moment, good citizens. It's revolutionary. It's unprecedented. No matter who you are, you can take the throne!
That's not entirely true.
Even me? If, and this is a big if, you are the person that all our people trust most in their hearts.
In this world where no one likes anyone that isn't a Clemar or a Brusant. Yeah, anyone. Even you Parapuses.
Maybe you could be king yourself, eh? You're popular enough.
Also a Clemar.
Me? In charge? Well, that's the last thing this country needs. Right, let's review what we know, shall we? First, the new faces that have appeared on the rock. It shows us who's foremost in the running. We've worked out that much. The top 3 of the lot are also shown in the sky. Suppose that way you can see their inspiring faces anytime, anywhere.
Hold on. How's us common folk supposed to stand a chance against all these upper crusters?
You're not.
If you do become popular, with your face clear for all to see, surely that'd make you a prime target for assassination.
Not quite, friend. Not quite. A valid concern, but one His Majesty prepared for. Popular aspirants, at least those who make it onto the rock, are protected by royal magic.
Oh, only the popular ones.
Magic chains will spring to life and bind anyone who tries. I saw it happen with my own eyes to Count Luis's sorry assailant.
So, literally anyone could be king? Even a pauper? Or a slave? Or a criminal?
But hold on, you mean to say we might not be ruled by Clemar? What does that mean for us?
There we go.
I've said my piece. You know all I know. Now go forth, ladies and gents, and spread the word. Whether you're from our fair capital or the middle of nowhere, the crown's within your grasp. Anyone in the land could be our next king.
Battlin's chill. I did like his introduction.
The church has chosen to recognize this face's words as crown sent and shall abide by them.
They conceded that one quickly. Though I suppose it's a hard thing to deny, what with the royal palace hanging up there in the clouds.
Had they rushed a coronation for His Eminence Forden, it would have dashed any hope of reinstating His Highness. A small comfort.
I can tell from your face there's some bad news, too.
Do you recall those chains that froze Alsace in place? It seems that, too, was part of His Majesty's magic. Plainly, any candidates of sufficient favor cannot be deposed by force.
That's not good.
It's not good.
No, 'tis not indeed. This marks Luis as nigh untouchable. I will still seek to find him. Yet, even should we stand before the man himself, we could not kill him.
No! If we can't kill him, then how do we break the curse?
What the hell was the king thinking? Grius was trying to save his son. He died for it.
Even so, without this magic, no aspirant would be safe from assassination, leaving Luis to dominate through sheer martial strength.
Yeah.
We appear to be at an impasse.
It's it's quite the gambit, isn't it? Oh, hey.
Have you seen Maria?
Did something happen?
Fuck is she gone?
I checked her room and she isn't there. She wouldn't just leave without telling anyone. I couldn't deal with losing both of them.
I'll go look for her.
You will? Thank you. When I think of what might happen to her.
If she left her room on her own, she must have had some reason.
Let's go search for her. If we head into town, we might find some clues.
Where?
Maria. Maria. Where are you? Okay. Time to save Nanaka. Quite literally. The Moria magic protection, seen as a way to prohibit the elimination of a candidate through force. One aspect of the King's Moria magic was discovered somewhat belatedly. In an event that a top-ranking candidate with large support is in danger of bodily harm, the perpetrator will be mobilized by a glowing chain-like construction. The protective effect seems to apply only to the top 20 candidates, or those whose faces appear on the coronation rocks. Okay, interesting. Which means that if we get higher, we cannot die either. As of yet, thou art but a shunned outsider instead of a wretch. In the time to come, we shall judge. Yada 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 yada. Right. We have no idea where she is.
All right then.
Just gonna walk around until
Ridiculous.
find her. Are you having a giggle, mate?
I don't care who gets in this.
Let's be fair. That's what she got to say.
Who else could it be? I'm just incredulous.
Hey guard, have you seen a little girl, an elder, and a fairy? What business do you lot have in Grand Tribe? Right, he's just mean. Where the fuck would she be?
Right, then.
She would be
All right then.
Let's go.
here. I would imagine she'd be where he died.
So foolish. It's around.
What should I do?
But also, I could be wrong. Oh, am I super right?
Hello there.
Thought so. You can't let a girl like that walk the streets alone. You're just asking for trouble. She just went inside. Wait, you let her pass? Why? The way her eyes looked, I'd not be the one to stop her now. She'd been coming to pray for a while, no matter how many glares she gets.
Huh? Why?
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
Papa hasn't come home. And I always come here whenever I'm feeling lonely. One time he came here to get me. I remember because he called my name. But I pray. And he still doesn't come back. Maybe because the cathedral is broken?
Oh, she just said
Fabienne says Papa
Fabienne
can't come
said
home anymore, but I know
that he's not coming home.
Papa's gone away. He's gone somewhere I'll never see him again. Hasn't he? It's going to be so lonely. The loneliest it's ever been. But I have to be strong, don't I? But if it gets any lonelier, I don't know if I can do it.
I'm sorry. I promised we'd all come back together.
Why does everyone always leave? Mum was sick. The king and prince are gone. And now Papa? Why does everyone always leave? Is it my fault? I really did my best to be a good girl, but...
That's not why.
He's right, Maria. It's not your fault at all.
Listen to me, all right? Your father, he was fighting a very bad man. We were with him, but we couldn't protect him. I'm sorry.
I remember Papa saying something like that. He said, a really bad man might be our king. Is that part of it?
It'll work out somehow. I'm sure of it.
I hope the next king is as nice as you. Then maybe things won't always be so sad.
In my ideal world, people can believe in their future. Their birth doesn't matter. The prince told me that once.
I think I understand the king's intentions now. Maybe this is the sort of tragedy he was trying to end. Maybe he wanted a world where the crown goes to one who acts like a king ought to. Not whoever's willing to spill the most blood to do it.
You may be right, but much as we wish it, this is not a fight that might be ended through words alone.
Even so, We have to try.
Maria, you're safe. Oh, you had me worried sick.
I'm sorry, Philippe.
Oh, she's half Parapus and half. Wait, is she half Parapus and half Ishki? I just noticed her wings.
Hungry.
When I saw when we first met her, I thought the wings were just like decorative, but no, she's
Let's all sit down.
half Ishki and half, I guess, rogue or Parapus.
Thank you for finding her.
It looks like she's worked things out.
She's a strong girl.
But we've more troubles ahead. How now do we resolve this curse upon His Highness?
If Luis is the curse's caster, we've got to kill him to dispel it. So how do we do that if he's shielded by the king himself?
I wish I could report back, but the prince is still asleep, and we're losing time. I don't think going back to the village is an option.
We cannot lose faith yet. There must be some further course we can pursue.
Well, there's the church's announcement. I expect they're trying to stop a wave of rival candidates from flooding the standings. I doubt the church would accept this popularity contest if they didn't already have a plan to game it.
Oh yeah, true, definitely.
I can only wonder at their aims. For today, we should content ourselves with rest and recovery.
Are we gonna have a little chat with Gallica? No.
Sorry, did I wake you?
You were like,
Always
yes, you woke me.
in my own thoughts. Grius and Maria. The prince. Just thinking in circles again. Not good, is it?
Let's think about it together.
Keeping me company, are you? You really are a strange one. My kind of strange, if I'm honest.
Oh, my eyes are
That
hurting.
book. Is that the novel you're always carrying around? Feels like months ago now that I spotted you buried in it on the carriage ride to the fort.
Want to read it?
If you don't mind, since we've finally some room to breathe. Oh, interesting. It's written through the lens of a fictional land. This bit's about the Utopia's security. In this world, there is no blood-stained contest for sovereignty. The people choose their sovereign from among themselves. One cannot put a sovereign to the sword to seize power. Such an act would be met with scorn and judged as murder. Taking power or wealth by force is seen as the most shameful of transgressions. Couldn't be further from reality, could it? We have a kingslayer on the brink of seizing the throne right now. And this idea of competing for public support. Here it sounds so commonplace, but the idea's thrown us all into chaos. Interesting.
Interesting indeed.
But it sounds almost like the aim of the king's magic. You suppose there's some common inspiration? Still, I don't imagine this would turn out well in the real world. In public opinion, tribal perspective always divides us. Besides, there's a decision made by the
Democracy is foreign in this fantasy world.
Tribal squabbles aren't always political. Take us Clamars, for example. It can be hard for us to see outside the bubble of our own worldview. We're the majority, and the tribe of the royal bloodline besides. That privilege can make us insensitive. A problem with no easy solution, I fear. Lofty words. I can hardly come to terms with my own ideals. Still, the discussions helped clear my head a little. Thank you. I've been so fixated on killing Luis, but maybe we could look into whether that's really the only way to lift the curse. Sleep should come easier now. I think I'll give it another chance. Wait, how long have you been asleep?
Nice.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
So what's the plan now?
Ladies and gents, have you heard the news? The curtain's about to rise on the show of a lifetime. to choose our new ruler, we're going to give all of you a chance to take center stage in a show of power for the whole kingdom. And we call it the Tournament for the Throne!
The king of Racist Fist Tournament. Here we go.
In a variety of exciting trials. First, we have the Exhibition of the Brave. Slay a
Oh, I want to do this now, but it's like time for me to go.
Oceania's capital in time. Biggest find takes the win. Official word is, this event's open to all. So what do you think, ladies and gents? Are you in it to watch, or in it to win?
Stroll? Why call us so early in the morning? What is that journal?
I had Fabienne bring it up. Something occurred to me, so I asked her to go through Grius' personal effects.
Hey, looks like he was investigating the curse too.
There's a note here. Given the spell's complexity, it must have required a scribed formula.
You mean to suggest Louise possesses a written composition of the curse somewhere? And if we can find that...
Yes! I'd wager, even if we can't kill Louise, we might still have a shot at breaking the curse.
But that attack took place years ago, didn't it? This curse's formula could be lost for good.
We have little choice but to hope it's not. I'm not saying it would be easy. And the real trick will be finding it. We wouldn't leave it unprotected.
That reminds me. A crier for the church was handing these out.
Invites to the King of Racist Fist Tournament 3.
Tournament for the Throne. This popularity contest is state-sponsored now. And it's for those politicians. I like the bit about all this being in the interest of fairness, those weasels. But saying it's being organized by the state. The throne's empty. This smells like the theocracy at work. Probably Forden himself.
Do you think Forden's looking to fix the competition in his favor? He's been in first place this whole time.
In the interest of fairness, remember? If he wins a fair race, he gets legitimized, and Luis gets put on the back foot.
That bodes ill. Those with existing support could easily solidify their claim. Even should His Highness wait, he may lose the throne.
If we don't hurry and find a way to get close to Luis, we're sunk. What are we supposed to do?
We need a plan, and then we can take action. As an elder, I'm an outcast in the city. I think that gives us an advantage here. We enter the King of Racist Fist Tournament.
Let's enter this tournament for the throne.
Huh? Hey, were you even listening to us? Besides, the prince isn't exactly in a position to take part in...
Wait. It sounds crazy, but I think he might be onto something there. This could be just the excuse we need to get close to Luis. He doesn't care about your tribe so long as you prove capable, yes? That's what Zorba was saying. Which means, even though the world looks down on you as an elder, having the power to kill humans puts you in his good graces.
You're going to make him a candidate for the throne?
If all we need to do is get Luis's attention, then that's sure to get the job done. If we're lucky, he might even try to recruit us.
I see. An undercover operation, is it? Quite a gambit. But it may well be our best chance at finding this formula.
Just hold on a second. Getting Luis's attention is all well and good. But remember who's actually risking their life here.
Infiltrating Louise's ranks will be dangerous. If I'm found out, I'll be as good as dead.
What do you think? Having heard all this, do you want to enter the running?
I say, Tournament Arc!
No hesitation at all.
Right.
I'm reminded of the words the prince spoke to me in our youth.
In my ideal world, people can believe in their future. Their birth doesn't matter. No matter who someone is, they deserve a fair country. If it's to help achieve that, I will stand for the prince as a candidate for the throne.
Sheesh. So much for being a guide. Now you're the one leading me around.
Your resolve has marked you a fine fit for the role. I have trusted you with my life before, and would gladly do so again.
I inherited Gria's journal. Grace's journal. Okay. As soon as I'm allowed to play the game.
Good heavens. Haven't you put yourself in enough danger? Listen to me. I don't want you going down the same path he did. Are you really this set on running off again?
I must carry on his legacy.
I have to carry on his legacy.
I see. Well, I'm sure he'd be glad to hear it. I'll be cheering for you in this mess of a competition. Truth be told, I wish I could do more than feed and shelter you.
What's the competition?
It's a big, grand race to see who will be the next king. The whole country will be watching.
So you're going to try and become king? Wow! Then I'll cheer for you as loud as I can.
You have your first advocate, it seems.
Suppose you'll have to actually try for the throne now, eh? Your Majesty.
That's the plan.
The plan from the start.
That's the spirit.
Well, if we want Luis to notice you, we'll have to make quite a stir among the people.
Notice me, big bad senpai.
We'll do it.
Does that mean you're not coming back?
No, we'll be back. Although we might be a while.
I don't like when it gets lonely.
Maria.
But I'll be cheering for you. I hope you win the race. You'd be a good king.
Oh, she is just Nanako, isn't she?
Yeah.
Now, we'd best get registration out of the way, but we'll need some legs for the journey. It's mostly lawless wastes between cities.
Judging by this specified deadline, we're unlikely to reach the Principality of Oceana's capital in time on foot.
I guess we need a gauntlet runner.
Fancy nobles have their own gauntlet runners to ride in.
A carriage might save our chances, if we could find one. Perhaps we split up for now. I'll leave you two to the registration. They should be taking entrance at the recruitment center.
This should be the place, right?
Excuse us, we're looking to join the tournament for the throne.
Hey? Bit young, ain't ya? And who's the kid? He with you?
I'm the one entering, and I'm not a kid either.
I'm the one entering.
You? Really?
I've not heard of any age restrictions. There a problem?
Well, I'd not have thought it, but you're an elder, ain't ya? And you want to be king. Well, the novelty of it might win you some looks.
Could you just do your job, please?
True. Rose is yapping.
Ah, an elder?
Oh, shit.
Now that I think of it, weren't you in that pack of recruits that went off to the northern fort? Thought I heard they were all wiped out.
No, that was another guy.
What? We got a deserter turning up.
No, they said he'd just dragged the company down, so they left him at the capital. He, got on the captain's bad side.
Could swear I've seen you before, too. Well, hardly matters with no captain to verify it with. Go on. You can represent the lesser tribes so nobody complains.
Whew. That was a close one.
And, obviously, you're gonna need a carriage. Otherwise, the whole thing's off for you. And you're obligated to attend the opening ceremony tomorrow. It'll be at the plaza at the Grand Cathedral. Don't be late.
We'll have to hope Hulkenberg can find us a carriage.
As for us, I expect we should see about finding a monster to slay. If it's not impressive enough, Luis won't look twice at you.
Some postings over there. They should be offering bounties on monsters the guard can't handle. Let's take a look.
Waiting for gameplay,
Looks like
by the way, so I can end the stream.
idea.
One of these bounties is bound to make me stand out. But which? Bigger is probably better.
Hang on! There's nothing but small-time contracts here.
You not here for this tournament, then? Bit slow, I'm afraid. Most of my worthiest monster bills have already been snapped up by other competitors.
How about requests on anything aside from monsters? Bounties include criminals too, right?
I suppose I've got one of those, yeah.
Let's see.
I'm looking at that one at the top left.
Heisme. A villainous kidnapper. Looks like the army's been trying to catch him for a while now.
This might just be perfect.
Who the fuck are you?
That man's an elite. An ex-royal knight, they say. He'd make short work of a scrawny little...
Bro just walked in with the drip?
Besides, didn't you hear what it is they're actually looking for?
Oh, of course. It's about whoever can bring in the biggest monster head, right?
If you imbeciles can't even get that straight, you've no chance at winning. They want kingly types, not children play acting.
Bro, if you don't get your leopard print pajama road ass
Can expect.
out of my fucking face.
What are you thinking?
Don't worry, I know what I'm doing.
We're supposed to get a monster's head. So why are you going for a criminal? Any idea what he's up to?
We don't need to win.
Maybe it's because we don't actually have to win.
Sharp as always, Captain. Don't worry, I'll explain everything later.
As long as you can convince Hulkenberg, I guess.
Ho there! Are you really taking the bounty on Heisme?
I know this guy.
Please, would you listen to our...
He was... I noticed... Okay, so I thought he was just a really curiously looking NPC, but when we went to get I'll snooze this ad real quick. When we went to get a bounty earlier, I noticed him in the... I think when we went to turn in our bounty, I noticed this guy in green just standing around, and I noticed he looked different from all the other NPCs. And I was like, but when I went up to him, it just said Regal Soldier, and I was like, okay, probably not worth talking to. But here he is with an actual portrait too.
Your pardon, gentlemen. I'm Barton, a guard captain from Atira, a town to the south. The bounty on Heisme is up at my behest.
A guard captain? This fellow's made some powerful enemies.
We can't afford lenience. On top of his past crimes, Heisme has stooped to abducting our wee ones. Our children. Selling them off, some say.
Child trafficking? Oh, nah, you gotta go.
What sane resident would stay? Community and trade will dwindle and die.
But he's just a lone kidnapper, right? Even if he's some infamous criminal, why can't the guard handle it?
That's the trouble. He makes his hideout somewhere too dangerous for our soldiers to tread. Deep in the territory of vicious giant worms.
Ah, there we go.
Manages to operate out there without getting devoured himself.
I see. Tricky problem indeed.
The head of the worm is what we need.
But to swallow my pride and post a bounty. Yet no matter how many times I renew the bill, none have taken it. A pitiful sight, isn't it? A soldier who can't protect his home, whether by strength or by surrender. Laugh if you must.
We would never, you would never laugh.
You would never laugh at such a plight.
You only cast away your honor in the name of protection. Nothing pitiful in that. Swallow your pride no more, man. We'll take your contract.
Thanks to you. That you'd accept such a perilous request, even with this tournament looming over everything. Closure. Thank you all. And thank God for bringing you to me. In that case, we shall meet in Martira, the old castle town. Please, make haste.
Well, no backing out of this now. You sure this is what we want?
Way I see it, if we want to make a big impact this late, it's going to take some creativity. Besides, this is apparently a knight-turned-kidnapper. The man can't be allowed to go on. What would His Royal Highness do in our place?
I guess that's fair.
I'll convince Hulkenberg. Somehow. You go on and accept the contract.
Okay, I finally have control. Lots to look at.
What now?
But it is late. I'm going to probably get 6 hours of sleep before I have to wake up. So, that was a 7-hour stream. You wanna know the last time I did a 7-hour stream was when I was doing the last session of Professor Layton and Phoenix Wright.